So as we go through this door now, we've got apartment 1 over there, we've got apartment number 2 over there. So we've converted what was a 2-bedroom flat now into 2 1-bedroom flats. Hi guys, it's Arsh, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a property that I've recently acquired and how it's on top of something that I already own and how we're going to add value to this property. I'm going to try and show you some floor plans. So hopefully the title of this video is going to be how we've made a minimum of 4 flats out of £160,000. So if you like this video and you want to share it with your friends, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Every time I release a video you get notified of it. Just a reminder, this channel is sponsored by the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. Whether you're looking for a below market value deal, rent to rent deal, lease option deal, we've got them all there. Now, there are 2 ways to get involved. You can either go to the website, which is propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. Now, let's get straight on and let's have a look at the property. Now we're in quite a nice part of Wolverhampton, so it's a leafy suburb. It's called West Park, so there's the actual West Park. So it's really early, hence why it's really quiet, but normally this is quite a busy road. So just give you a bit of background. So can you see where it says 34 and 34A there? I actually own the ground floor of this property at the moment, and I acquired this quite a few years back, and I purchased this property from the local authority. Now the story behind this was that that doorway was never originally there. I had to access this flat by going round the corner and actually going down an alleyway. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get round the alleyway, but I'll just give you a quick fleet round the corner. And I had to get through this property through an alleyway. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because I actually had to remodel this whole property so that I can convert it from one big 2-bedroom flat into 2 times 1-bedroom flats. So here we go, this alleyway just here, and believe it or not, I purchased this flat off the local authority for £40,000. I'm hoping this gate's open. I haven't been here for a while. No, unfortunately not. So can you see that door there? That door used to get me into the back of the property, and that used to get me access to 1 2-bedroom apartment. So you can see the back of the building. It's quite a large building. Now, when I bought that property for £40,000, the local authority actually allowed me to exchange contracts by paying £4,000, which was equivalent to 10% of the purchase price. And then after that, they allowed me 12 months to go off and do the work to bring the property up to a habitable standard. Now, the cost of conversion, I think back then, was approximately between £20,000 and £30,000. So my total capital input at that point was £34,000, which is 10% exchange, £30,000 renovation costs. I then went off and completed the work. And then when the property was done, I actually had a mortgageable asset. Now, here we are back outside the property. So you can see that that wasn't there before. The archway at the top was there, which indicated that there was a door there previously, but I actually reinstated the doorway. You can see that it needs a repaint, and it's a good time to do this because, believe it or not, I've actually now acquired the top 2 floors of this building as well, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So as we go through this door now, we've got apartment 1 over there, we've got apartment number 2 over there. So we've converted what was a 2-bedroom flat now into 2 1-bedroom flats, and we've had these valued now at just the best part of £100,000. I think it's 95,000 each, which means that an asset that actually I acquired for, let's say 40 plus the 30, £70,000 now is worth the best part of £190,000. Now, I was approached in the summer, believe it or not, of 2022 from the owner of upstairs, because I'm the freeholder of this block, and they said, well, Arsh, we're looking at selling, do you want to buy? I said, yeah, why not? So we agreed a deal, and we agreed a purchase price of £100,000 for the top floor. Now, it's significantly more than what I purchased for downstairs, and I appreciate that, but we've actually got 2 times the space. So upstairs, you've got that space over there, that space over there, and you've got the loft over there, and you've got the ability to go into the loft up there. So what we're planning to do is chop that upstairs area into potentially, I know we can definitely get 2 or 3 out of it. Whether we can get 4 out of it without doing a massive loft extension is due to be seen. So in an ideal world, I'd love to get 4, because that means that we now have a block of 6. However, I've worked out figures, conservative figures, based on 2/3. 2 is pretty much a given. 3 is pretty much a given. And the 4th is only really if we want to start doing expensive loft extensions. Now, why has the owner sold this to me for £100,000? Well, first of all, we were the most obvious buyer because we're on the ground floor. We're also the freeholder, so we know everything to do with this building. As well as that, we had a market valuation. So upstairs is actually a 4-bedroom flat. So it's a huge flat. It's not been used to its potential. We're not going to HMO it because we're in a conservation area. You can see we're in a conservation area. We're also within an Article 4 location. I don't think the local authority are actually going to allow us to run it as a HMO. And just to let you know, I also own quite a few HMOs within literally where we were just looking at the back of that alley. I also own a number of HMOs on that street, which I've done multiple videos on. So I don't think HMO is an option. I might, believe it or not, in this location, because now we own the whole block, might actually run those on a service department, because I think we're in a great location for contractors. We've got lots of parking facilities. We're within walking distance to the town centre. Within, you know, we're in great facilities for local motorways, etc. So that may be a plan, but initially we need to go off and get planning permission. Now I'm going to quickly go through what some of the figures look like. Had to get out of that, it was cold. Whew. Right, okay, so figures wise, we're purchasing it for £100,000. Now we've had it valued for £150,000, so already we're purchasing it well below market value. Now the benefit here is that we're going to purchase it and initially just refinance it after 6 months, allowing us to pull out all our money out if we want to. Now, why didn't we go for planning permission during the purchase process? Because we started purchasing this property, believe it or not, I think it was May 2022. Now when the seller approached us, they wanted a quick sell. They wanted to complete within 14, 28 days, and we were prepared for that. However, their solicitors were not. They didn't have the legal pack, they didn't have everything in place, and even though we're the freeholders, even though I'm the freeholder, I provided them with all the information. They dragged their feet. They took approximately 2 months just to clarify that they'd been instructed. And in hindsight, it would have been great for us to go off and get planning permission for the 2, 3 or 4 flats above. The reality is that the owner only allowed us 1 viewing, and I thought that was a bit strange at the time, but we ran with it. We ran with it because I know the building. I know the building because we already own the ground floor. We already are the freeholders. So that's my first mistake on this purchase, because with all the time since May 2022 to where we are now in April, it's taken a long time, and we've not pushed it, if I'm honest. We've just been very relaxed, thinking if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But in reality, we could have gone off and got planning permission so that now, as a result of acquiring the building, we could have literally been on site immediately, converting it into 2 or 3 or 4 bedroom flats. The reality is that what we'll probably do is that now that completion's taken place, we'll put the planning permission in place. We'll probably let it just on a single let or even on a short-term let for the short period whilst we go off and get planning permission. And off the back of that, once we've got planning permission, we'll then start the conversion process. I really hope we can try and get 4. I think realistically, I think we're going to get 3. I think if we go in for 4, we'll end up negotiating on 3. I think if we're going for 3, we'll end up negotiating on 2. So it's always good to start higher as opposed to lower, because if they turn around and say, oh, yeah, we like the scheme, but we think you put too much on, we can actually take 1 away. Whereas if we're going for 3 and they think that that's overdense, we then start dropping it down. So there's a little tip for you when you're dealing with local authorities and planners. Make sure your architect has got the right scheme, make sure that they're speaking to the right planners. So now, what's this building going to look like from a numbers point of view? We purchased the upstairs for 100,000, we purchased the downstairs for 40,000 plus the refurb of 30,000. So in total at the moment, the building owes us 170,000. Bear in mind that the downstairs 2 flats alone have been valued at 190,000 combined. So 2 flats at 95,000 each, that's 190,000 combined. So those 2 alone mean that we've actually covered the cost of the whole building. Now, when we add value to the flats, if we get 3 flats above, I'm hoping that if we do them to the same standard, we're going to get circa around 90,000 each. So again, we're going to add approximately another £270,000 to the value of the building. So if that's 9, let's just say 5 times 90,000, let's keep numbers round. That's going to mean that we've got a gross development value of £400,000. 5 times 9, 18, 27, 45, £450,000. Sorry, my maths is really bad. So £450,000 based on a purchase of 170 plus the conversion costs of the 3 flats. So if you want, let's add another £100,000 of conversion costs. So in actual fact, it's going to cost me 270 with a gross development value of 450. So I don't actually think that's a bad return, and that gives me lots of opportunity opportunity to be able to refinance and definitely pull all my money out. As well as that, we're going to have an income generating asset where flats in this location, 1-bedroom flats in this location nowadays are fetching circa £700 each per month. So if we've got 5 flats there, and again, we're working conservative on 5 flats there at £700, that's 35, £3,500 a month, which is equivalent to £42,000 a year. So I don't think it's a bad deal. I'm actually quite glad that we had the opportunity to acquire it, and I'll keep you posted with regards to the renovation and the development of the building so that you can actually see. It's a shame that we couldn't get in today, but as we record this, because it's a Wednesday morning, I'm actually off to Blackpool, so I generally start off to Blackpool quite early so I can see the full day there. We're in the process of literally finishing, so all 15 flats are finished in the second building, which is the Manhattan. The first building, which was the one that I did a video on, I think last week or the week before, which I'll stick the link up there. We've got 15 flats finished there. We've got another one of the large refurb units being finished today, so that'll be 16. We're not going to touch the other one just yet because we believe that we can add value somewhere else in the building, which means that we're going to be able to bring another one of the 3-bedroom flats into play by the end of this week. So we're going to have 17 units live in that property. So lots going on. Renovation of the offices is pretty much complete. Handover of keys of the new 6 apartments in Blackpool is happening today as well. That's why I'm going up there today. So got a lot going on, but a bit overwhelming if I'm honest, because it all seems to come at once. We're currently looking at another conversion of a barn over towards Shropshire, so that's happening this week as well. So whatever you're doing, guys, you know, stay motivated, stay focused, but more importantly, enjoy it whilst you're doing it. It doesn't look like I'm enjoying it, but believe it or not, I actually do. So on that note, guys, really hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like. As I said at the start of this video, it's sponsored by the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK, whether it's below market value, rent to rent, lease options. We've got them all there. Go and check us out. There are 2 ways to get involved. You can either go to propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor, download it from there. Now, I also release a podcast every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. Go and check it out. Completely different to my YouTube content. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, just to name a few. And as well as that, if you are on social media, go and check us out. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, and TikTok, all under the handle of Arsh. On that note, guys, have a great day, have a great week, and I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.